To man, the ocean is an alien universe, another planet. In the sea, our most vital resource, oxygen, is unavailable to us. We need to wear special equipment to even explore for a short period of time, or we can't breathe or see properly. Our skin condition deteriorates, and the salt dehydrates us rapidly. Sea creatures often look like they're otherworldly, and sometimes they look like outright monsters. The sensation of being submerged in liquid, full body head to feet, like we're being absorbed by the surrounding water, forced into a muffled oppressive apnea, bears a direct relation with suffocation, especially for the hyperventilating, panicking swimmer. As land mammals, we need a sense of stability, and as human beings, a vertical stance on our own feet and a direct connection to hard land to feel steady and at home, both physically and mentally. Ocean creatures are generally positioned horizontally as they swim around, and we're forced to adopt that body position to move any distance in the sea, which isn't natural to us as it doesn't satisfy our necessity for balance, for being grounded. We're obviously not in our element. Hence, conversely, the expression being a fish out of water. We're like polar opposites on every level. The ocean is a water desert. Its muted silence can be soothing, but also deafening and ominous. Unnatural to the land animals so dependent on hearing, now rendered vulnerable. It expands over to an endless distance, boundless bodies of water, forming a horizon. Part of our fear is exactly that, thalassophobia, the fear of large empty spaces. The ocean to us is a barren wasteland, with little or nothing to hang on to, and way too much emptiness not to be unsettling. As human beings, we need points of references, something that sticks out in our immediate perception within visible distance, mountains, trees. But deep at sea, one look up over the surface reveals the limitless infinite, a perfect straight line of utter inaccessibility. And a look below might give you a glimpse into the deep, dark abyss and all of its terrifying secrets. And most of the time, it's just vacant, vast open spaces, like floating in emptiness. In that setting, as human individuals, we feel tiny, absolutely microscopic, and insignificant. And that's a scary, terribly troubling thing to feel. We need a sense of purpose, a rope to pull, to articulate phases with recognizable patterns we can work and build on. A road, albeit grueling, but that leads somewhere. The ocean is indifferent to all of that, and in its unforgiving immensity will allow no mark to remain, and in its wild, ever-changing flow will remember no pattern, no work, no trace. All our struggles for dear life swept away in the waves. We are not welcome and have no place there. Visibility isn't in our favor either. Ocean waters are murky, and as mentioned, we're surrounded by volumes of water, defenseless and without a wall in our backs. And a potential predator could strike from any angle, stealthily, without even our noticing their arrival into the scene. The color spectrum in the ocean often ranges from dark blue to cool gray, hard browns, and scruffy greens, as if to signify its ancient, eroded apathy. Some animals or flora will make the effort to be colorful, though, for evolutionary reasons. With its transparent, distorting density, looking into the sea from the surface, the water will make any mere patrolling creature look like a lurking monster. Just like catching sight of a land animal at night will distort our perception of it, perhaps make it bigger in our minds, because we're afraid of what we can't immediately measure and exactly grasp. And our senses betray us in the seawater's treacherous illusions. Interestingly enough, an internet trend has come about called megalohydrothalassophobia, the fear of anything large dwelling in the ocean, from large but harmless animals like whales or manta rays, to large inanimate structures like the bottom of oil platforms or sunken ships. There's indeed something troubling and quite creepy about large things seen in the ocean versus just large things on land. Looking at the same thing in the water and then on land don't have the same effect, and therefore the takeaway here seems to be we're wired to be generally more afraid and threatened by anything that's underwater as a rule. Like our brain outright recognizes we shouldn't be messing with stuff underwater, because it's probably just more dangerous and perilous. So thalassophobia is logically associated with a fear of the unknown, fear of exhausting oneself and drowning, and a fear of ocean monsters, large predatory sea creatures which millions of years of evolution have perfected their sharp hunting skills in their element underwater. But as we've just seen, there's more to it than that. Diving into the sea as a mass phenomenon is very recent, and not long ago, even most sailors couldn't swim. But they would, however, bring back with them horrifying tales from the deep sea. Legends of gigantic leviathans wide as their ship, blood-cooling accounts of monster-sized silhouettes grazing the surface, exposing phantasmagorical features that had their imaginations running wild. For millennia, the ocean is the closest thing we've had to a fantastical universe, a parallel dimension where even the laws of physics are transformed. It can be as dreamy as it can be a living nightmare. Lovecraft said, "The strongest fear is fear of the unknown, and nothing in this world embodies fear of the unknown like the deep, dark ocean."